Hi again. Thank you for all your diary entries last week. I hope you enjoyed your feedback, and I'm now going to go through what we'd like you to do for this week's diary entry. So last week, the skill that we focused on in our diaries was using similes, comparing something using like or as. I was really happy that I'd used some good similes last week, and so I've ticked that skill off in my page. This week, we're going to be asking you to focus on using interesting adjectives to describe nouns or things well. You might remember that I call my diary William, and I'd now like to share this week's diary entry that I've written on the theme of how we communicate with our friends and family during lockdown. So this week I've written my diary entry about how I communicate with my friends and family and focused on adjectives, but just reflecting back for a moment to last week, see if you can also spot the similes that I choose to use. So I've got today's date, 13th of May. Dear William, my dear dad is 83. I've just used the adjective dear to describe my dad because it tells the reader that he means a lot to me. He's 83 and in isolation. I speak with him every night using my loyal old phone to FaceTime him. I've used the adjectives loyal and old because my phone is a little bit old, but I hope that they come across as showing the fondness that I have for my phone, especially at the moment because it allows me to FaceTime my dad, who I miss very much. He holds the screen too close to his face, and sometimes his head looks like a watermelon. I use my shiny new iPad to keep in touch with my friends, mainly through Facebook. Again, I've chosen different adjectives to describe my iPad that I'm using to communicate with my friends. This is a newer device, not like my old phone that is loyal and old, and a loyal and old item. This is a shiny new iPad to keep in contact with my friends. And I chose these adjectives carefully, as I'm sure you will as well. For work, I use my laptop and have had to learn how to use Zoom and Teams. Now, you might notice that I haven't used any adjective to describe my laptop, and that too is deliberate because I don't feel emotionally attached to my laptop as I do my iPad when I'm talking to my friends and when I'm talking to my dad with my old loyal phone. My second paragraph is trying to sum up how I feel about being able to keep in touch. I love being able to keep in contact with my friends and family. My devices are like my friends as they help me during this difficult lockdown. So again, I've chosen an adjective to describe the lockdown because I do think it's very difficult. See you next week, Wendy. I hope you spotted the similes that we popped in here, or I popped in here from our learning last week. My dad makes me laugh the way that he holds the screen too close to his face when he's talking to me on my iPhone. And actually, it really makes his head look bigger than it actually is. And I liked this simile. It looks like a watermelon. And down here, again, I chose a simile to talk about my devices because I'm so reliant on them at the moment during lockdown that they are like my friends. So we've actually got two skills going on in here. We are working on our adjectives, which we can tick off and sign off if we feel happy. And again, I'm just not forgetting the skill I learnt last week, which is about similes. I have one more piece of information for you about an exciting new project that's coming this week. Finally, I'm going to tell you about how you and your family can get involved in a really exciting project that's going to run alongside our diary entries. We are going to be putting together a time capsule with items from families from Haringey and Hackney that have been collected during the lockdown. For the next 3 weeks, you and your family will be invited to send items in via the ship phones in the form of photographs or Word documents, photographs of Word documents that really try and sum up your experience of lockdown. So this week we're focusing in on family, and we're going to invite you to send in a photograph, or if you're really creative, perhaps a sketch of your family, and in some way capturing them during lockdown. Don't forget to pop a few words either directly onto the photograph. You can do that using Instagram, or you can add that via your device and just write directly onto the photograph. But please submit that, and what we'll be doing over the next 3 weeks, we'll be inviting for different items to be sent in, and we'll be putting them all together in an ebook first of all, and then celebrating them all together as a historical record of our time, this extraordinary spring, and a collection of images and words from the families of Haringey and Hackney. Look forward to receiving yours.